Hey there, welcome to the Traders Network Club YouTube channel. If you guys are brand new, my name is Cameron, you're at Traders Network Club, and I love to talk about Forex analysis. So if you want to learn about some strategies and price action, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel and smash this like button. I'm going to talk about how I use divergence to trade in the Forex market. So stick right through the video and let's get right to it. Alright, welcome back. So I got the Aussie cat open up on the charts, and I'm going to go ahead and show you some positive and negative divergence of how to get in the trades and get out. And for you beginner traders that don't know what divergence is, what it is we have positive and negative divergence. For positive divergence, we're looking for price to create lower lows and momentum to create higher lows. And for negative divergence, we're looking for price to go ahead and create higher highs and momentum to create lower highs. So we had a falling wedge here. Do we see any divergence in this zone right here? So let's go ahead and zoom in and see if we see any positive divergence. So I do have my oscillator, my divergence oscillator. This is a custom oscillator, so you guys won't have the specific one, but you can use any oscillator like an RSI. That will work just as well. And what you're looking for here, as you can see my line, the lowest point of this momentum right here is this candle wick right here. So what I'm looking for is the positive divergence. That price is creating lower lows, but momentum is creating higher lows. So we do have some positive divergence. Now, before I go ahead and just buy, when I see positive divergence, is I say, okay, we do have positive divergence in this area, but I want to see price create a higher low. When it comes up and comes down, we have these higher lows right here. So this is our buy signal right here, is where we would buy. So because we have a higher low, this is where we buy and we target. We look for negative divergence, and when we see negative divergence, then create a lower high. Then we get out of our trade and see if we can get back in for a sell. So I'll show you how this works. So since we saw some positive divergence, we're looking to buy, and we get this confirmation of a higher low. I usually use my MACD to go ahead and spot my valid lows. As you can see, this red range right here is a bearish range. They created this low right here. And then I said look for the next high low, which would be this MACD. It would actually be right here. That's when we get our confirmation of our valid high low. Okay, our next high low. So once this range switched to the MACD to the green range, then we know this is our confirmation where we should have bought. So we probably would have gotten a little later just because we've find out after the confirmation as the MACD ended with the red range. Now we're looking for a negative divergence to get out of the trade. This is how I kind of spot out a good exit. So do we have any negative divergence up here? Well, price did create a high here, and as you can see, we have created a flat high where price has come back to that previous high, but momentum is going down. Momentum is creating lower highs. So we do have negative divergence here. So once we have that negative divergence, say, okay, we do have a new high here that's lower, so we have a lower high, so this would be our exit entry right here. Okay, so we get out of this trade. As we would have got in around here, target this entry, and have our stop loss however you want it, okay, with a nice 1-to-3 risk-reward ratio. So did we see any negative divergence? Yes, we did, because that's what made us get out of the trade. And we also have price that created that lower high, right? So we would have got in a sell right here because we did have some negative divergence, okay? And price created a lower high from these highs. So this would have been our confirmation to go ahead and sell. Now we're looking for the positive divergence to get out of this trade. So we would go ahead and sell right here. And we're probably always getting just a little later to get that confirmation. However you want your stop loss. Then we're looking for positive divergence to go ahead and get out of the trade. Okay. So did we see any positive divergence right here? Well, actually look at this. From this bottom here, this low point of this momentum is this candle right here. So we actually got this low create to this low. So we had price create lower lows and momentum create higher lows. So we did have positive divergence in this area. So we got our positive divergence. Okay, we got our positive divergence in the zone, but we look to get out when price creates a higher low from this. And you can see price create a lower low. So we wouldn't have got out of our trade until price created a higher low over here. That's when we would have got out of our trade. We have took our profit right about here with a 1-to-5 risk reward ratio. So with that being said, we got out of this trade. We got the positive divergence in this zone. Price created a higher low. So we had positive divergence. We have a higher low. This is where we get in for a buy. So we got in here at this higher low. And depending on how you want to do your stop loss, I usually like to do about 20 pips. Then we're looking for price now to create negative divergence to exit this trade. Well, price created a high here, then create a new high here. So it looks like there's no negative divergence because momentum and price are creating higher highs. But as you look over here, we do have price moving up as momentum is creating lower highs. So momentum is moving down, price is going up. So we say, okay, we do have some negative divergence in this range. Now I'm looking for price to go ahead and create a lower high. There's no lower high there. There's no lower high there. But there's a lower high here. Okay? So that being said, this is where we would have got our trade. So we would have gotten our trade at this lower high. This is where we would have exited our trade. But like I said, we like to use our MACD to go ahead and confirm those highs. As you can see on this bullish range, this is our valid high. So we got our valid high here. Our previous valid highs were here. So you can see price create a lower high using our MACD. Because we got the negative divergence and the lower high, we get in a sell position. Then we look for our exit by spotting out for positive divergence. Do we have any positive divergence in this range? So we have price create this low right here on momentum, which is at this candle. And you can see we had definitely got some positive divergence as price was creating these lower lows and price started creating higher lows. So we got some divergence in here, positive divergence. Then we're looking for price to go ahead and create a higher low. So we have a low, then price came up, came back down, created another low here, and it's a higher low. So there we go ahead and exit our trade. So there's our quick 1.5 risk reward ratio. Now we know we have some positive divergence. Price create a higher low. So we get into a buy here. When price comes back here in this overbought position right here, is there any negative divergence? Okay, to go ahead and exit this trade. So we're getting along back into this position right here because we do have some negative divergence right here. As price was creating higher highs, price went and create lower highs, or we even call it an exaggerated negative divergence when momentum is flattening out and price is still moving up. We do have negative divergence here, but does price create a lower high? Because that's what we're looking for to exit. So we do have negative divergence, but price did not create a lower high. It created a higher high. So we're still sticking with this trade. All right, do we see any negative divergence in this range? Well, we do have a high here. As you can see my line, price went up, created higher highs, and momentum went down and created lower highs. So we do have some negative divergence in this range. and we do have a lower high, so we would have exit when price created this lower high. But that's basically the fundamentals of how I use divergence to get in trades and get out at the same time. And also look for price to go ahead and create those higher lows and lower highs as well, to go ahead and confirm of when to get out and when to get in. So if you guys enjoyed that video, go ahead and smash that like button, and I'll see you guys next time.